Fly me to the moon. Let me play up there with the...
So, hello everyone. How are we all? So I'm back with another moto vlog, another episode of Under the Helmet. And it is it's Wednesday afternoon, and what better than a midweek ride out. So I'm off basically to meet up with Mark, and then we're going to go for a spin, but I don't know where we're going yet. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you with me for a little bit, chat to you, maybe have a little bit of a rant actually, because yeah, something came to mind the other day about it's basically about airport travel and the way that airlines board people onto the planes. Don't ask about why this came into my head or why I decided to have a rant about this, but it's something I was thinking about the other day, and I don't know why. So a couple of months back we went on a holiday. We flew to Cyprus, and my Mrs. Haley was adamant that she wanted to pay extra money for better flight times. Now at first I was a bit like, well, you know, it doesn't matter what time we fly, we're still going to get there, but I'm glad we did actually. So, you know, I do concede that point. I was being a bit stubborn really when we were having this conversation, when we were booking the holiday. But yeah, she put her foot down, and we paid a little bit extra for better flight times, which is absolutely fine, because I think that when it comes to paying extra money for travel, and especially air travel, then better flight times is absolutely worth it. You know, I never used to really think so, but I'm convinced now. I'm just trying to figure out which way I'm going to go. I did actually check my mirrors before moving over there at last minute, by the way. I'm going to go through the middle of town purely so I can talk to you for a little bit longer. But anyway, so have you ever been at the airport, right, and then when your flight is boarding, they split everybody up into different boarding groups? And what normally happens is people who are disabled or require some sort of assistance, they normally get boarded first, and of course that's absolutely fine. I completely agree with that, and so they should, right? Because they might have limited mobility, and like I say, they need assistance of some sort. So I absolutely agree with that. But then normally the next people to board are the people who pay for priority boarding, and I'm sorry, but what a complete waste of money, and actually what a fucking pretentious thing to do. You know, pay extra money, and I don't know how much it cost extra because I've never bloody done it, but you pay extra money so you can get on the aeroplane, I don't know, 10 minutes early before the rest of the the riffraff in the eyes of those people who pay extra. And it's almost like it's one of those little things that, now I say pretentious, and this sounds like I'm being really judgmental, and I probably am being judgmental, but you know, these kind of people who will pay this money just to get on a plane earlier, you know, they're the kind of people who are probably vegans, middle class, wanting to be upper class, and probably look the nose down on the rest of the people on the plane, right? And again, that sounds harsh, but I sort of understand, because yeah, they want to get on the plane so they're not stuck behind Sharon and fucking Barry and their 6 kids, you know, stood in the aisle for ages because Sharon and Bazza are struggling to put the kids in the fucking seat and struggling to put all their fucking hand luggage above the seats in the overhead lockers. So but to pay extra money for that, to walk smugly in front of everyone else just to get on the plane, is just It's just ridiculous, because what are you gaining really? You're not gaining anything. You're just being a pretentious arsehole. And even so, like, imagine if 60 people on that particular flight had paid for priority boarding. So that's 60 people, say, I don't know if that's an accurate number, but imagine 60 people that have paid for priority boarding. So 60 people are getting on the plane before everyone else. So you're still going to have to wait in the middle of the aisle while you're waiting for those people to put their stuff in their overhead lockers. There's still going to be a queue. There's still going to be a delay. You're still going to get fucked around. You're just paying money to get fucked around 10 minutes earlier than everyone else gets fucked around. It's just stupid. It's just ridiculous. But I have to say though, you can't completely blame those people, because you have to blame the airline, right? And also, I'll come back to the airline in a second, but that's how psychology works, right? Human psychology, it's natural that if somebody thinks that if they just pay this extra little bit of money that they can get some sort of special treatment and it makes them feel better about themselves, then people are going to pay it. That's psychology. And I'm also showing you the fucking delights of Swindon Town Centre. So honestly, Swindon Town Centre is like a lot of town centres. It's really, really run down. So yeah, just squint and then you won't have to look at some of the delights. So yeah, so you can't really blame those people. You have to blame the airline for conjuring up a million different ways to fucking rip people off. Like, let's charge people extra money to get on the plane a little bit earlier than the rest of the people who don't want to pay that money or don't even have that money. It is absolutely horrendous. It's the worst side of capitalism. And I'm not against capitalism, because I think, you know, everybody should be able to have the opportunity to build a business and make money and, you know, be successful. That's the good side of capitalism. That's the idea of capitalism. But in practice, you have these huge organizations, these huge companies like airline companies, who then think to themselves, how else can we fucking rip people off? How else can we rob people of their hard-earned fucking money? I know. Let's fucking charge them to pick their seat. Let's charge them to get on the plane a little bit earlier. Let's charge them 7 fucking quid for a cup of tea when they're on the plane and 5 quid for a bottle of fucking water. And it just winds me up. It really does grip my shit. But I was thinking about this even more, right? Because despite all of that, despite the different boarding groups, there is an easier way and a less chaotic way for people to board. So when you're getting on the plane, you know, again, there's nothing worse than, you know, your seat is just 2 seats, you know, ahead, but you can't fucking get to it because fucking Sandra and her sister Karen are on a fucking post-divorce fucking girls' weekend away in Malaga, and they're fucking about with the overhead lockers and all their luggage, and they can't find fucking something they're looking for, and they're just causing fucking chaos. So you end up waiting for ages just to get on your seat, even once you're on the aeroplane. So surely it would be fucking so much easier and simpler for everybody to get on the front door, but do it in reverse seat order. So the people at the back of the plane get on first. They get on the front, they go all the way down the aisle, they sit down in the back rows, and then the people following them in the next rows don't have to wait for them to put their luggage, because they don't have to get past them, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense there, but it just seems like that would be the fucking natural and most sensible thing to do, rather than fucking you know, let loads of different people who are sat in loads of different seats in loads of different positions of the plane all get on at the same time and just cause fucking chaos. So yeah, so that's rant number 1. But like I say, I was just thinking about this the other day, and I don't know why it popped into my head. I don't know. But and it just makes you wonder sometimes, like how things actually work. You know, how processes are put into place, and the chaos and the bedlam that we live amongst sometimes. And traffic is a good fucking example of that, right? So yeah, so I could single-handedly make everyone's life better by suggesting to airlines that they do the right fucking thing. They stop fucking charging people ridiculous amounts of money for something that is nothing more than a fucking placebo, just to make fucking pretentious fucking Karen feel better, and life will be a lot smoother and less chaotic at the airport or when getting on the plane, right? Well, anyway, I'm glad that's off my chest. What a fucking random thing to whinge about.
Fly me to the moon and let me play